We've now moved on to our third course, which is the fish course. We selected the poached salmon with the Mousseline sauce, and we're going to make our poaching liquid now, which is a quart bouillon. If your grocery store has fish stock, go ahead and use it, but we found that it's just easy and simple ingredients that you can make your own and a little homemade touch to your dish. We're going to start off with our water and our fancy pitcher here. It's about 7 cups. There you go. You want to bring all this to boil, so we're going to start this right away on high heat. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and slice your carrot. It doesn't necessarily need to be in any specific shape. If you do coins, be careful they don't roll off the counter. But we're just going to give these a quick chop. It just needs to be a rough chop, because again, we're just straining it in the end, so you just want to get the flavor out of these carrots. Add these to our water. Okay, next we're going to have about a quarter cup or so of parsley stems, little handful of peppercorns, and 1 bay leaf. Next we're moving to onion. Same thing with the onion. Don't need any fancy cuts. Just make it little manageable sizes. There we go. And give it a little pinch of salt. Throw it in there. And add your dry white wine. A little bit of stir. You can cover it. And that is basically your poaching liquid. As you can see, it was easy, simple, and you don't need to spend a whole lot extra money buying your fish stock. So we're just going to let this come to a boil and let it simmer. Once it comes up to a boil, pull it down and simmer it for about 30 minutes. And we'll be back. Thank you. Alright, so we're about 15-20 minutes into our quart bouillon stock. As you can see, it's just boiling along nicely. You just want to keep an eye on this. It's going to take about another 10-15 minutes. Feel free to taste the water. Add a little salt if you'd like. I think I will add a couple pinches of salt to it, just to give it a little bit of flavor. There we go. So let's keep the lid on that. We'll come back to about 10-15 minutes. Alright. Kick that. Okay, now it's the day of the party, and we are going ahead and get started on our poached salmon. We are doing this ahead of time, so we started a little bit earlier in the day, so we're not so stressed out later on. You can hold this in your fridge, and it will be just fine later in the evening when you're ready to serve it. We have our quart bouillon that we did yesterday and strained it. You want to just barely break in bubbles on the surface, but not boiling. So what we're going to do here, we patted dry our salmon. We're just going to take them here and slowly drop them into our stock. And you can put your heat up a little higher in the beginning because the salmon is going to be cold and it's going to drop your temperature pretty significantly. So you can turn it up in the beginning, but just make sure you turn it down. And you're going to have these poaching for about 3 to 5 minutes if you like it medium, mid, rare. We're going to go about 5.5, get about mid-well. But you can also, do them one at a time if you have specific people that are picky. Now you want to make sure they're completely covered. If you have any bit of the top of your fish still sticking out, just pour a little bit of water to make sure that you cover them. There we go. And then we'll turn up our heat just to do a little ketchup, and we will set our timer for about 5.5 minutes. Alright, now that our salmon has finished, it's been in there for about 5.5 minutes. We're going to take that out. Make sure you're careful because they are going to be delicate. Just try to get as much as liquid off. Here I've set up some paper towels just to absorb some of the remaining liquid that would be on there. And as you see, it's really simple and easy to do. And it takes no time at all. I mean, to do this whole dish was like to cook it 5 minutes. So I mean, it produces a lot of food in a short amount of time, and it's gonna taste great also. There's our poached salmon. We're gonna throw this in the refrigerator and hold it over for until about 30 minutes before the party. We'll make our mousseline sauce, top it on that, and garnish our plates. And that's gonna be the poached salmon with the mousseline sauce. Now we have our double boiler going for our mousseline sauce. We're gonna start off with water. Add that in there. Our 3 egg yolks that we reserved from before. What we're going to do here, we're just going to start whisking these. Whisk it all together. You want to keep an eye on your heat and make sure it doesn't get too hot, but you want to keep on whisking it until it starts to develop what we call a ribbon, and it's going to be nice and smooth. Throw in a little bit of salt. And I'm using black pepper. Feel free to use white if you don't want any black specks in your sauce. This is one of those sauces that you do not want to leave from. You want to stay with it from start to finish the whole time, because it will seize up on you and break if you don't. I don't know if you can see this, but it is starting to come together. Start getting a little bit of the top part here. It's starting to get a little paler in color. It's good. And that is what you're looking for. And we're still not at the ribbon stage yet, so we're going to keep on going. Be careful of the egg on the side. If you do splash up on the sides here, don't try and rescue it, or else you'll have clumps of scrambled egg in your sauce. Just try your best not to keep it up, or keep it on the sides of the bowl. Okay. Now we're getting close. So you see it's thickened up. We haven't gotten to the ribbon yet. Okay, now we're going to take our clarified butter and slowly drizzling it in while whisking. Just want to do a little bit at a time here until it all starts to become incorporated. Now this will be one of the most tedious things on the menu, but it's definitely worth the wait and the work. Alright, once we have our sauce, what we do is add a little bit of dill. And dill is optional, you don't have to put it in if you don't want to, but I find it's going to complement the salmon quite nicely. We do dill and a little bit of lemon juice to kind of counteract all that butter that we put in there. It's going to add a nice little acidic bite to it and also lighten it up. Alright, now that our sauce has come together, we just want to take it off the boiler. And it looks great. Now we have our heavy cream here. What you want to do, you want to switch to a rubber spatula and just start folding in your cream into the mousseline sauce. And that will be the end of the poached salmon with mousseline sauce. Thank you.